Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be working on this new to me 1980 John Deere 216. It does look pretty nice, and it is, but it was in the middle of a restoration. So all this front clip just sitting on here, I put it on here to store it easier for the last week. I haven't even owned this tractor a week, actually. It'll be a week tomorrow. This engine is not bolted down. The story on this tractor is the guy had it rebuilt, and I know the guy he had rebuilt the engine. So this engine's rebuilt. But he said the engine's never been started, it's not even bolted in. So all we have to do to this tractor is put it together, and in theory, it should be a runner. Kind of bend that back where it's supposed to be-ish. I've never even pulled the dipstick on this engine. It does have oil in it. But like I said, it's never been started since it has been rebuilt. It does have a cab. That's not going to stay. And this cab has seen better days. It needs this corner welded back together. Right here, like that. And then it'd be a good cab. I've got all the parts right here. Got a wagon load of parts for the tractor and cab. Hopefully everything is there. These are just parts that I kind of had thrown on there. Don't know where the cables are ending currently, but they both move. Well, there's one. Here's a fuel line. Here's the other. So we got some work to do. Let's get started digging through the parts and see if we have everything. We're supposed to have everything, but don't count on it. Alright. Everything first is cab parts, I think. We've got some trim, windshield wiper stuff. Probably back plexi, maybe, in a frame, but it's like a soft, not actual plexi. And then we have the front right here. Here's another piece of this. This is probably the roof trim. Here's the roof. Ooh, it's been sandblasted. Here's the two doors. So, oh, nope, that's not everything for the cab. Here's the front piece for 300 series. Well, good luck with that because it's on the 216. Okay, we have a few pieces of parts in here. We have the side plate for the motor, so we got to pull the motor back out to put that on, I think. They have it too far together, I believe. And then more cab mounting stuff that they didn't use. Got a new dash, because that one has a hole cut in it, but it's in the correct place. It's right here. So I'm just going to keep the dash that's in it and cut the hole out bigger because I want to put an hour meter in it since it's a rebuilt engine. Here's the PTO and drive pulley. Battery hold down. Some hardware, a piece that we're not going to use. Broken bolt. Well, where did I see that? I saw a broken bolt, I thought. Maybe not. Got the front mule drive tensioner. Don't need that. And we have the flywheel cover guard thing. There's also a piece of key stock in here. That should be for the drive pulley. That's all we've got in the wagon for parts. Now we must turn our attention on the tractor itself. Hopefully, we aren't missing anything. Oh, okay. That's not what you really want to see. All right. Dave didn't do a very good job of rebuilding this. The engine's not even plugged in yet. That's fine though. So I think I would like to... Well, he said this engine's not bolted down, but it looks bolted down to me. What's going on? Oh, it's just got the bolts run down through it. Okay. Well, let's get this put on first. I want to get that on, and then we'll bolt the engine down. This here's what it looks like with one of those PTOs. So to hook it up, it's difficult with one hand, so stop running away. There we go. Put this over that. There we go. Put that in there. And then I just got to get this flipped back over. Oh, I put it in wrong. Alright, I've got it right now. You see it's over it. And then it's on there, just boop. And then that's latched on. That's how you engage, or that's how the PTO engagement works. I already hooked up the choke, you saw that. Throttle goes under the engine. And, oh no it doesn't. It comes over top also. Goes right here. Okay. Cool, I was thinking that it went underneath of the engine. So I can hook that up whenever. Here is the wire, or the cable, more like. Boop. I was not able to make it so you could watch, but it's plugged in. If it's not in the right orientation, and oh well. We got just a random ass fuse wired in here, so that's probably not a good sign. This thing looks like it could use a rewire. It's already got an accessory. Yeah, it's got two accessory wires. Oop, here's the other one. So we're going to plug an hour meter into this, because this is another accessory. That would have been for whatever else you ordered on it, whether it be an hour meter, cigarette lighter, whatever. That's where they would have put it or hooked it. So I'll be hooking that to an hour meter. Like I said, I'm putting one in. Now I can get back to trying to bolt this sucker down, this engine. I'm going to put flat washers on these also, I think. Climbed under here to go looking for something. He had said something about an electric fuel pump. And there was one right here in the frame rail on the 214 that I got from him. This one doesn't have one. And I know I'm not doing a very good job filming. There's not much room under here. This is with the clutch engaged. Belt's routed correctly. It's on everything. It should be tight, not loose. So it should only be that loose if I push this pulley clear up here. So I don't know if he put the wrong belt on it or what the deal is, but it's not going to drive like this, so I'm going to have to figure something out. Okay, I've just spent the good part of an hour redoing the fuel system, put a pump on, and had to do new lines because the old ones were still the original ones from 1980. And they're literally hard as a rock. It was impossible to use them. So it's got all new lines, new fuel filter in line. Everything's hooked up and plumbed for the fuel system. Now I can shift my attention back to what we were already working on, which is bolting the engine down. Once we get that done, and put the battery box back in, well, we still have to put in an hour meter. So, getting ahead of myself, I'm going to put the hole in the dash for the hour meter real quick, bolt the engine down. I'll have to run in and grab an hour meter, and then I can put that in. And then, once the engine's all bolted down, in theory, we should be ready to put gas in it and try to start it, I think. So I started bolting the engine down. I got the front two done, then realized I forgot to put up the camera. So then I proceeded to do the back two. So the front two were on accident. The back two, I just decided, screw it, I guess. But the engine is bolted down now, nonetheless. So we were now one step closer to being able to run this thing. I think the next steps, I can put this cover on, and I need to get an hour meter, get it wired up, put the battery box back in. It's already got oil in it. And then I think I can put gas in it, prime up the fuel system, and get it started, or try. I need to put the drive belt on, but it's not going to help me yet because, like I showed you, that back drive belt's loosey-goosey. So I got to fix that anyway. We're getting along. Alright, I was out here till almost 11 last night. Come back out this morning. I put this cover on, put the hour meter in, wired it up. Now I need to put the battery box back in, put the ground cable back on, and then we can put a battery in it, make sure it doesn't catch on fire. Put some gas in it, try and get the fuel system primed up. Make sure we have spark, and if we do, we should be ready to get this thing fired up for the first time. Make sure the engine runs good, all that fancy stuff. If it does, we can continue on, put the front end all back together completely, and start working on the drivetrain, because like I told you, that belt, and I still need to put the front drive belt on here. Alright, I've tossed a battery in here. Doesn't appear to be any draw. That needs tightened up. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, we're tightened up. I decided to put the spark checker in line, find out if it has spark right off the bat. First thing I want to do, yeah, That's what I figured. Something's not working. Fuse looks good. Don't see any problems there. Well, looks like I'm getting the meter out and testing and probing for power. Okay, after much effort, we're finally back together. We're cranking it. But not sparking. So, I'm not very surprised. Probably have to clean the points, would be my guess. Oh. And the saga continues. This thing is a pain in the butt. I really thought it was going to be in a lot better shape than this. I cleaned the points and got spark. I just put gas in it. We have gas to the filter here. I just popped this line off the carb. Now I'm going to crank it till we get fuel come out there. And then I'm going to put some gas in the carb and see if we can't get this thing started up. Double, triple, and quadruple check that it's got oil in it. I don't know what the oil is. So after we run it for a few hours, we're going to change it. But let's crank it and see if we get gas coming up through. Well, that pump's working really good. I'm not even going to bother putting any gas in the carb. For a minute. She lives. Leaking down onto the frame from the pump. I hate those plastic pumps. They're such junk. This was a brand new pump and look at it. Now that we know it runs, we can take care of the drive belt system, because that's all junk currently, in theory. So this fuel pump's leaking everywhere. Tightened all the screws up before I put it on. So these plastic ones are just pieces of junk. That's the only thing to it, is they're just junk, these plastic ones. You can't get a good pump anymore. Last night, while you weren't looking, I fixed the drive belt situation, put the PTO on, and I think I got this pump to stop leaking, but let's fire it up this morning and actually find out. It isn't happy about the cold. This choke is not easy to push and pull easily and quickly. So let's do that. That's better. I let it sit yesterday with gas in the pump for a while, and then I came back and tightened it up and started it again last night, and it didn't leak last night. This ain't gonna be real comfortable, but I want to try, see if it'll drive. Forward, backward, third, fourth, yep. All the gears work, it appears. Does it charge the battery? It didn't like that. Appears that it may not be charging. Still not leaking gas. That's better. Just had to unhook and rehook this connection on the regulator. It is running like shit. You hear that? It's straining to run. I'm going to check specs and reset that high idle jet. It's still running like crap. It's straining. No amount of adjusting the carb fixes it. I've been screwing with the carb adjustment for 10 minutes. Or longer. We're up to a half an hour on it. I don't know. I think I'm just going to ignore it and put it together and see if running it will help it. So we'll get the air cleaner on here, and then I can start putting the front end back together, put the uprights and the hood on, and then can do the side panels if I decide to. And then we'll just use it and run it and see if it fixes itself. And if it doesn't, we'll figure it out later. I don't know if I told you guys what I'm going to do with this tractor, but I will tell you at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around. Well, that's going to end this video on this project. I promised I would tell you guys what I was doing with this at the end of the video. That's now. I am going to turn this tractor into the backhoe instead of the 112 that I was going to do. A little bit more horsepower. 200 series have a stronger frame. The only setback I'm going to face is the gas tank is under the platform, which is where they had the swing cylinder mounted. So I'm going to have to redesign that. Other than that, I think it'll work great. And then I will have a 216 loader backhoe. Don't know what else to do with this tractor other than sell it. And I don't really want to do that. Got a rebuilt engine in it. It's now got a half hour on it. It had 1/10 of an hour on the meter when I put it in. Oh man. Huh. So I think this one was a win. Still not running perfect. I'm hoping it'll clean up as it runs more. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you on the next one.